been coming to Bethel since January of 2019. I just want to share with you today a little bit of what God has done in my life this past year in the midst of the global pandemic that we've all been experiencing. So thank you for listening, and I hope this really encourages your hearts. I've been a Christian for a while now. I became a Christian when I was 17. But I think as a Christian, I've been learning that the Lord's work in us is always going. The Lord's work in us is eternal. It happens for a big part here on earth as Jesus sanctifies us to become more like Him. And when He comes back, we will have eternal bodies and we will be glorious, right? But I think this summer, he used a certain situation in my life to just show me His faithfulness and His work in my life. But most of all, to continue to sanctify me and to continue to make me more like Jesus. I remember back in March at one of our young adults gatherings, we were worshiping the Lord and we were singing a song by Maverick City. It's called Refiner. And the song basically says, I want to be refined by you. I want to be refined by fire. Purify me. As young adults, or like as Alex, me, when I was singing that song, I was singing it honestly, but sometimes we don't realize what we sing and what we pray, right? We pray for the Lord to sanctify us, to refine us, to purify us. But when it actually comes to the time for Him to sanctify us, to purify us, it's only by the Spirit, by the power of the Spirit, that we can come through it. And many times He uses trials and tribulations in our life to do that. I think 2020 for many of us has been a year of trial, a year of tribulation, a year of suffering, a year of pain and loss and grief. And I think we've all experienced all of these different things in different ways. 2020 was already pretty bad since March, but what added to my year was this past summer. I had a lot of problems with my immigration visa and with my papers to be able to stay in the country and to be able to continue to work. If I told you the story from beginning to end, it would probably take more than a lot of time. So I just want to share the victories that I saw the Lord. I just want to start off by saying that the problems that I had with my papers, the problems I had with my visa, they were all impossible situations. Like, they had impossible written all over them. And as He humbled me at the beginning of the summer, as He taught me how to really depend on Him, I saw Him move in really amazing ways. My visa wasn't approved on the date that it was supposed to be approved. It wasn't received. And so from July to October of this past year, I basically had to stop working. I wasn't legal in the country anymore. And I just had to wait for my visa to be approved. So as you can imagine, if you're not working, you're not receiving a salary, you're not getting paid, which means you don't have money. And boy, sometimes we think we don't depend on the worldly things, but we do. And it really showed me that how much, I'm not saying that money is bad. It's good. It's something that the Lord gives. But depending on it for your security, depending on it for anything is not the answer. I think, like I was saying earlier, the Lord wants us to learn how to completely depend on Him. And again, going back to sanctify me, purify me, take everything away that does not benefit my life. And I was seeing my prayer being answered through the summer when all of these impossible situations started coming my way. And I started seeing coming that the Lord was using this to sanctify me and to make me more like Him. But it meant to surrender, to be stripped away from anything that can become an idol, can become an obstacle for like an abundant life with the Spirit, right? So 4 months of having no money coming in my bank account, I saw the God of provision, the God who provides everything that you need, provide in miraculous ways for there were people who would just message me and would say, hey, the Lord put this in my heart and I just want to pay your rent this month. And I could see his hand in every single little detail. I could see even in the extra things that he would provide. But I was reminded of the passage in Matthew where it's like, look at the trees. Look at the birds. Look at the flowers of the field. Are you not more valuable than these? Will I not take care of you? Depend on me, abide in me, and he provides everything that we need. And so for me, I mean, now that I'm in this situation, now that I've seen the whole thing happen, because 4 months later, my visa was approved, which was a miracle and was like an answer to prayer. I do have my visa now, which is something that I'm so happy about. And I'm still processing and I'm still praising the Lord for how awesome it was. But as we finish off 2020, as we head into 2021, I am sure there's going to be more trials and tribulations. I am sure there's going to be hard things. Life can be really hard, but we have Jesus Christ, and in him we have the hope of glory. And with him, we can go through the valley of shadow of death and we will fear nothing because he will be by our side. So I encourage you, if you're going through a really hard situation, know that the God of comfort will comfort you. The God of provision will provide for you. The God of love will lavish his love on you if you let him lavish his love on you. The God of grace will continuously show you his grace and mercy. The God of holiness will make his work in you so that he will purify you and set you apart. God never fails. He is faithful yesterday, today, and forever. And we can rejoice in that we have a faithful God. So yeah, I hope that encourages you a lot today. That's my prayer.